go deeper into their life and etc. The psychiatrist. If any of you have been to a psychiatrist, I haven't been to one. I need to go to one sometime. All this stuff happening in the world. Me and the president both need to go. Anyway, when you go to the psychiatrist, the first time he tells you to relax, sit down or lay down, etc. And the first thing he say to you is say, tell me about yourself. When's the first time that you were happy, when you felt happiness? Or when did you sad? Do you remember the first time you got angry? Where does he begin to go? He don't come from himself, do he? Where he go? To you. You got to tell him. He don't know what to do until you start talking to him. Then he'll come up with an analysis. You're a schizophrenic, or you're paranoid, or he'll come up with a term that they have created based upon how the human psyche should be and how it should relate to things. And this is, believe it or not, you know what Imam Muhammad said one? And I quote him a lot because that was my teacher. He said, most of the people in the United States of America are mentally ill, 80%, And he said, but they can't build enough nut houses or institutes to put them in. He said, because they had to build too many. He said, so what they do, they have a lot of talk shows, TV shows, and etc. Because when a person is ill here in their mind, people got to talk to them. They need to be able to talk to them. Why? Because what makes up the mind is words. Words make people what they are. You're nothing but an embodiment of words. You can't think of something without a word, do it. Somebody think of any, I don't care what language you speak, tell me what you're thinking about. You can't do it without a word. Words make you what you are. And the word, W-O-R-D, when you put an L in it, becomes W-O-R-L-D, it becomes a world. That's why you can be in your own world and be right here. I can say, hey, man, you need to pay attention. Excuse me, buddy, man. I was in my own world, man. I was thinking about them bills I got to pay. Your mind will go off, right? But you're here, but you're in your own world. You see, and that's how we are. You see, you can be in your own world, but you have to live in the world with other people. That's where unity comes in. And in order to do that, if I have a language that is divisive, a language that's disrespectful, a language that's undermining, a language of cursing and et cetera, et cetera, it doesn't gel, with that. Somebody can come in here with one word to get us out of here. Somebody can open the door up and say, fire! What you gonna do? Get ready to get out of here, right? One word, or somebody come in here and say, and pull out a gun and say, stick them up. I will empty your pockets right now. Stick them up. And he got a gun. You see the gun, say stick them up, you're going to start acting a certain way. Yes, ma'am.
Excuse me,
Walaikum salam.
Before we go any further, I thought maybe we should introduce Manny because she is teaching for the students, some of the students that you see here, and then we have a couple of parents here also. So this is like a field trip for her. What grade?
Sixth grade.
Sixth grade students. Some of them were not able to make it at the last minute. They weren't able to, parents weren't able to get them here. But I think they're studying world religions. Right, so if you, I just want to introduce Manny, and if she want to just tell a little bit about what the kids are studying now. So this is like a field trip for them to come here to visit the mosque and to see the life of the Muslims and to learn a little bit about them. This is like primary resources, right? Primary sources so that they can learn firsthand what our life is about. And Imam Qasim is, so beautifully with unity because we are one humanity in regards to, we say, Muslim, Christian, Jew, whatever. God created wanted to kind of end right there so that they will understand that she's the instructor for the sixth graders. And how many we have here? That's two. Okay,
You turn the arrow on.
and so I don't know if Manny, if you want to interject, if you want to say anything about your
We are Assalamu
Wa alaikum assalam.
We are from First Methodist East Church in Houston, and our confirmation students, when they're in sixth grade, they learn the tenets of our faith and about other faiths, and then they make the decision at the end of the year whether or not to join the church. So it's a seal on their baptism. They're baptized when they're infants, and when they're in sixth grade, they have the opportunity to learn and to make the decision for themselves if they want to join the church. And so Faith and Gavin are going through that process right now, and we are interested in learning how our faiths are different from other faiths and also how we are the same. So it was beautiful to begin with unity, and that is, I think feel the more educated that we are, the better we can love each other, because we are called to love all people. Doesn't matter where they're from or who they are. And so we are so thankful to be here. We are very grateful for y'all, for your hospitality. And this is Megan. She works with us. She's the administrator of the children's department, and she is connected to the folklore. And so she was the one who made the connection for us.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you, Nadia, for that. And let's do this since you done that. Let's everybody go around and just introduce themselves. So I'm Imam Qasim Ahmed. And I work in the religion of Islam at this masjid and other places around the country and around the world. And if you have a problem pronouncing my name, Qasim Ahmed, just call me QA. And it's questions and answers. I got questions looking for answers. And sometimes I have answers to your questions. But so it goes both ways. So
I'm Jihad Muhammad. I've been Muslim some 30-something years. This gentleman right here is my mentor. And just very blessed to be in this particular community. And this is my family. This is my home. And welcome, all of you.
yes, sir. Faith. You have the best name here. Noah, okay. He's building the ark.
Oh, Nathan, okay.
Well, thank you. Welcome.
Alfredo's one of our confirmation class teachers.
Really glad to have you here. Welcome.
Do you want to introduce himself?
Welcome.
I'm not Imam. Long time never been.
And I'm Mandy. I'm the children's director.
Manny?
Mandy.
Mandy, okay.
And I'm Sister Nadia Ahmed, and I'm just wherever the help is needed. And I'm happy to have you all here, and we're blessed to have this opportunity to
Ladies, good. Can I ask the brothers to just scoot back a little bit so I can have a
Walaikum assalam. How you doing? Hmm?
Grew up in the den watching a lot of your tapes.
I didn't hear you.
Grew up in the den watching a lot of your tapes.
Oh, alhamdulillah. Please.
When you had to move to Florida.
Well, I moved back here. Okay, now that they call those icebreakers. Yeah. But a lot of times these, I guess you might say, business meetings and things, they have what is icebreakers. But we didn't need to break no ice, cause the water was already here. When I met Mandy and Megan and the others, as I was saying about the soul feels a warmth already, and when I was told about this meeting, and would I address the students, as well as those who are here, a lot of times a lot of thoughts go to your mind, especially with 5th and 6th graders and things like that, and that's why I began with unity, not that we're separate, we're one people, we're one humanity. God made us this way, and we need to learn how to live as one person, If you ever notice birds, that eat on the grass and everything, they be sitting out eating all together. If it's a crow or a sparrow, it don't make no difference. The crow don't say, "Look, sparrow, wait until I finish eating so you can eat." It's such a unity. The trees are in unity. You never hear apple tree say, "Look, oak tree, you on my ground. This is my ground." And they communicate. The bees, the insects, mosquitoes, everything from the insects to worms and etc. There's a unity, that you find in the creation, And human beings are like that too. They just got a misunderstanding of their role as managers in the creation. Now, I mentioned when I started off that God unites us all. He's the one. He made one air for everybody. Didn't separate the air. You got people right now who want to separate the air. It might be a time that we all have to have our own air tanks. They polluted the air, and the birds didn't pollute the air. The animals didn't pollute the air. Human beings polluted it. Same thing with water. The fish ain't polluted no water. All of them swim together. Imam Muhammad said once, he said, fish swim in schools. You heard that, how fish swim in school? He said, but they never graduate. And there's a story once, and I was about the fish, there was a young fish in the water, and he heard people, he was at the top of the water, and he heard people talking about how good water was, and how it's the life of everything, So the fish, young fish, went and asked somebody, say, what is this thing called water? He went to ask, what is this water? He said, I don't know. He went to, what is water? I heard some people, the humans talking about everybody needs water. How come we don't have water? What is water? So he said, I don't know. There's a person, there's a fish, an old fish that's deep down in the sea. You got to go down there and ask him. So he swam all the way down deep, like understanding, to get understanding, like we said earlier. And he got down there to ask the old man, the old fish guy. He said, what is water? He said, it's all around you. You live in it. It's everywhere you go. You see. What? He's swimming. Yeah. He said, what they were talking about is what you have already, that everybody needs it, and it's all around you. Now, the moral of this story is that